welcome back to Oval Window Racing. That's right, we are no longer cruising on the big boat. We're going to be talking about cruising in a little car. Just got back from the cruise and now I'm kind of like scrambling to get ready for sick summer here. And I got a couple of things that I want to take care of before that happens. You guys will actually probably be watching this while I'm either getting ready or on my way to Byron, Illinois for sick summer. That's just a couple of weeks away. But the first thing I want to do is address this fuel pump here. If you guys remember in an earlier video, I installed a whole new fuel pump and filters and some fuel lines, and I hard mounted the fuel pump because that's all I had at the time. After a couple of you subs out there mentioned that probably I'm going to want to isolate it with some type of rubber, I actually contacted a Snake Eater Performance, Brad over there, and asked him, is it going to be a problem? Am I going to hurt the pump, or is it just a matter of noise? He really didn't answer the question, but he did say, let's rubber mount it. He says, we actually have a mount for that pump. So I told him to send it to me. And what we got here are some more shitbox supplies. One of his companies that he deals with or has an affiliation with. Get a good look at it here. It actually has a nice rubber center line, and it's got 2 mounting holes. So I'm probably going to have to drill a couple more holes in Simon here, which means I'm going to have to dig up my angle drill. And the old insert wrench. Where did I put that stuff? Another thing I want to do, I hate to make too many changes before sick summer, but I still got these Pro Series fuel injectors that I got. And I've had them for, well over a year now. I think it's time to put them in and try them out. I'm not expecting too much difference with these because I think I'm running an 800 or an 850. I think it's the 800 series now. Got to double check that. And these are, I believe, an 880 cc injector. Brad's been priding himself on either American made or Bosch original injectors that he's been using. So yeah, get on over to his website and check them out. And for a small discount, use this discount code that I'm going to put down on the bottom here on the screen. So time for me to get to work. All right, I kind of about halfway done here mounting the fuel pump. And as I sit here and work, I'm trying to practice working out of my luggage. Basically, trying to come up with a good idea on how to pack for this sick summer. Some of my friends said that these soft-sided toolboxes are the best. I've got a couple other hard side ones. My favorite place to shop, of course, you see their Bauer, is Harbor Freight. I'm gonna try to figure this stuff all out, practice working out of them. And these toolboxes here, let me get one a little closer. They're kind of nice. I got a little compartment to put some stuff in, and then these little bins here. And I've got 2 different sets of lug nuts I run on my rims because I've got race rims, and then I've got the 5 spokes. But either way, like I said, I got different lug nuts I have for the front and rear 5 spokes, and then the race rims take a different lug nut. All right, that's done. Didn't spill too much gas on the floor. Well, maybe I did. Yeah, the fuel pump is now reinstalled with the new mount, and still looks the same. Really didn't have to change the location much, just pretty much stuck 2 new zerts in there and mounted her down, and fortunately had to cover up the cool sticker. But yeah, now to roll on to the back and change out some fuel injectors. Alright, now we're at the back of the car, and before I can get to changing any fuel injectors, I got a little bit of stuff to remove. It's possible I could probably do it without, but just to make things easier and keep the cuss words down to minimal, I think I'm going to take the time and actually remove a few things and then have to reinstall them. Probably wouldn't hurt to double check my tightness and everything on the old Ross Wolf pulley here, for those people that like to actually follow the instructions or destructions. But yeah, let's get to wrenching. Alright, I had a custom made 5mm wrench here. Thought I had already made one of these, but I did it again. It's probably lost someplace and sacrificed one of my wrenches, but never dealing with these CB Performance, they don't give you much room in here. The older model I had, the different intake manifolds, you could go in through here, but there's no going in through there. This part's actually longer. But yeah, just find yourself a cutoff wheel and a 5mm wrench and make it yourself. All right, time for the new injectors. Open this up properly so they don't drop them out. But yeah, you get your data sheet that comes in, because Brad pretty much tests all his injectors before he sends them out. This is what a Pro Series will look like, at least with the EV1 plugs. Compare that to the old Snake Eaters. These are the original Snake Eaters. These did run really well for me. And what I like to do is just put a little grease on. It should be better on the rubber than just using an oil. I like to do that before I install. And he's got these numbered for his reasoning. I gotta remember, number 1 is gonna be over here. Gotta put my clips on. And these clips are important. Ask me how I know. First time I put this together, I could not figure out why it was popping, crackling. Well, I had a couple different issues, but after I figured the one issue out, I had to figure the other issue out. And yeah, I discovered my injectors were a little loose. And that's because I didn't have the clips in. I do like these skinnier injectors, the newer technology. Said I was running before with the fatter ones, and it was hard to get these to, I mean, there's not much room in here. Take a look. You got a fat injector, it was hard to tighten these things down. Alright, now just reinstalling the engine. I will clean and bring these with me on 6 Summer, because I know these do work. So yeah, I'll get them all cleaned up, run them through the fuel injector tester, and stick them in something nice, and probably carry them in those hard cases. Now to get the other 2 done. Alright, before I can fire this thing up, I gotta tell the computer that we've changed the injectors. I'll just double check my information here. And we're also going to have to prime the system, but that'll come when I have to hook up the computer to the laptop. Alright, found the information on here. It looks like he averaged out all the injectors to about 885 cc's. So that's what we got to tell the, the computer here. Well, let me get her hooked up. Got fuel pressure. Don't see any leaks back here. Not really seeing anything up there, so see if I remember how to do this. Fuel settings, let's see. Injector size. Looks like I was running 850s before. Now we'll just go 5 and burn. Now the computer should know. Alright. Let's see if she'll fire up. What's that old saying that the guy on YouTube there with the vice grips likes to say? Bring the thunder. Oh, it barked. Yeah, like I expected, it didn't seem too much different than the other injectors, but now we're going to have to go for a drive and kind of collect some data, but that'll be later. Alright, one last thing I wanted to share with you before I left is another idea I got from the same friends earlier, and that's to use one of these scissor jacks here. I got a Haul Master, bought out the old Harbor Freight again, and instead of using one of those floor jacks. They recommend this because it's smaller and easier to carry. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to open it up, take a look at it, and see if it'll actually pick the car up. This is one's rated for 1.5 tons, so what's that, 3,000 pounds? Yeah, it says right on the box there. Didn't even need to do the math, 3,000 pounds. And Simon's not even close to that. So yeah, let me get this opened up and we'll take a look at it. All right, I basically went over the destruction. Pretty simple. And gotta admit, the thing is very compact. I don't even know if it weighs much more than 6-7 pounds, or the other one's probably closer to 30, but let's go see if it'll pick the car up now. They give you this tool. I guess you just kind of put it together like this and slide it in the jack like this and turn it. I had a friend suggest just welding a nut on there and using like an impact, and now it becomes a power jack. Brilliant. Well, let's go give her a shot. I generally like to pick the car up from here. I guess you probably could pick it up on the torsion bar too. I've always picked everything up here. The only problem I have here is I do have a fuel line there. I gotta be careful. So I guess it's gonna be pretty secure. Let's assemble our tool. Put it in there and turn. This tool is kind of clumsy, but it is picking the car up. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Let's give you a workout. You can see where using the gun would work pretty good. Man, I gotta go quite a ways to pick this up. Well, it will pick the car up. Actually seems pretty stable too. I may have to go to the power route. See if I speed that thing up. Of course, it comes down a lot easier than it goes up. Well, it does pick the car up. I'm not extremely impressed with it. Maybe if I modify it like my buddy did, or maybe oil the, I don't want to put a bunch of grease on it. Gotta haul it around. Well, I'll have to try picking it up, see if I can pick it up by the axle tube so I don't have to crank it as much. Picking it up there at the torsion housing tends to relax the suspension, and that just keeps it wanting to relax. Yeah, a little practice with it, maybe little modifications with it, and we'll go from there. I tried to source one from a salvage yard, but man, for some reason, either jacks are a hot commodity or they just remove them from all their cars, because after about 15 to 20 cars, I found one truck that had a jack in it, and it was a Chevy, and they use the hydraulic, or it's not hydraulic, I think it's still a screw type, but it's a bottle jack. And I didn't know how secure that would be. I mean, it does hold up a Silverado, so maybe it would be secure enough, but yeah, this was brand new at Harbor Freight for, I think it was $29.99, and I got a 20% discount on it. But yeah, if you guys use something like this to jack your car up, and you got a certain jack point you like to use on your bug, you know, type it down below there and let me know what you think about it. So until next time, keep cruising, keep shifting those gears, and always enjoy the ride. Let's go.
Before I was just another guy.